Hey guys, look, now you can see me. Isn't this awesome? It's like I'm always watching you. Okay, let's get to the lesson. All right, so today's lesson is on brainstorming. We're going to take a little bit of time, maybe about 15 minutes, to actually start gathering our thoughts. Our thoughts are pretty much right now like up in a cloud, and we're going to grab them and we're going to put them down on paper so we can start getting an idea of what we want our essay to be about or what we want to talk about during our essay. All right, now remember, in writing, the storm comes first. See that? It's clever, huh? That's right. Storm must come first. If you just try to start writing, you're going to go nuts. Okay? And I don't want my class going crazy. All right, so make sure you take time to brainstorm. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so first off, I want you guys to grab a blank piece of paper. I should have already provided one for you guys, but you need a blank sheet of white paper. All right, and it's going to look like this. All right, so that's your little paper. Turn it so it's landscape, which means long ways, not portrait, which means up and down. So you're going to turn it that way. All right, go ahead and pause the video whenever you need to so you can follow the instructions that I give you. So once you have your paper, go ahead and at the top, I want you to write your thesis statement right up on the top. And remember, your thesis statement is something along the lines of people take difficult missions because they are motivated by their family, or strong people are the only ones to succeed in difficult missions, or difficult missions is what makes life worth it. Whatever your claim is that says, hey, this is my stance, and you might disagree, but this is what I think about difficult missions or journeys that people go on. So pause the video, write down your thesis statement across the top. If you don't have one, raise your hand and come ask me for help, and I'll come help you out. So now that you have your thesis statement across the top here, we're going to draw 3 boxes. First box goes right there on the right. Take up that whole area and write Ernesto Galarza. Second box, write it, and it says Farah Ahmedi. And for those smart students out there, you know what's going to happen next. A third box that says Sam McGee. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to brainstorm all of our thoughts and ideas about these 3 characters. All right. Now, if you notice, Ernesto Galarza, he's the main character in Barrio Boy. We read that a while ago. So you may want to go grab your workbook from the back shelf and open up to Barrio Boy so you can kind of glance through it. In fact, you probably can't go on with this brainstorming session unless you grab your workbook. Now, hopefully you've grabbed your workbook. All right. Now, Ernesto Galarza, we're going to kind of brainstorm a little bit. Now, when we brainstorm, we're just going to write down our kind of thoughts that we have about what we thought about the story or anything that kind of fit in with what we're talking about. So let's save your thesis statement up here. Just going to give an example. My thesis statement is only strong people can accomplish difficult journeys or missions or whatever you want to kind of call it. All right. So let's say if that is my thesis statement, and I know what's going to happen, I want to have everybody have their thesis statements be that. Be original, okay? So I look at Ernesto Galarza, and I'm going to kind of just write down some things about him, similar to that Post-it note activity that we did. I'm going to write down thoughts that have to do with Ernesto and him being strong or maybe not being strong. Talk about how he did or did not complete his mission. So right off the bat, I'm going to say, okay, Ernesto Galarza, he kind of started off shy. All right, and as I'm writing, and you can write words anywhere you want in this box. Shy, didn't speak English. All right, maybe I'm going to afraid. And as I'm taking these notes and I'm writing these down, I'm realizing that Ernesto, is he a strong person? What did he do that made him strong? Or maybe if my thesis statement talks about how family encourages people, what did he do to help out his family? How did his family encourage him to do this? Or did his principal become his family? Maybe I might write that down. Principal like his mom. Principal is like his mom. And this is just kind of me writing down ideas that when I go to start drafting my essays or start writing my paragraphs, I kind of have this idea about how I want Ernesto to fit into my essay. All right? And maybe as I'm writing, I might even go, oh my goodness, Ernesto became strong. Ooh, became strong. All right? Remember his teacher, towards the end of that reading, his teacher started to help him discover, and he started to really work out. Ooh, some people need to work out for their missions, just like Ernesto. Oh my goodness, I'm going to write that down. And I would write that down, and that would be something that I would kind of argue or state as a fact as I'm writing my paragraph. So go ahead and pause the video, take some time to kind of write down thoughts about Ernesto and how do you want Ernesto to fit into your thesis statement, fit into your essay. All right, so now that you have some brainstorming done for Ernesto, I want you to move on to Farah Ahmedi. You're going to write in her box, same thing, similar things that we did for Ernesto. Now think about Farah Ahmedi. Remember, lost her leg, she had to cross the border in a war-torn country. How does she fit into your thesis? If your thesis statement is about people being strong, how was she strong? How was she not strong? Who around her made her strong? Right? Or if your thesis statement maybe is about family, how did her family motivate her? What was wrong with her family? What was right with her family? What happened to her family? If your thesis statement is about that people never really accomplish their difficult journey, maybe how did she fall short? How did her trials maybe stop her? These are all ideas that you can take to write down for your brainstorming session about Farah Ahmedi. All right, so pause the video and take a while to go through her story again and go, oh wait, you know what? She fits into my thesis statement like this. And make sure you write down things that actually happened in the story. So hopefully you've done that. All right, now the last one, we're going to do the same thing for Sam McGee. Okay, pause the video, go through how does the fictional character of Sam McGee, how does that fit into your thesis statement? Was he strong, or did he do anything for his family, or what was his true motivation? Maybe your thesis statement is people only do things for money. All right, Sam McGee would be your go-to boy. He was all about money, and that pushed him to do these difficult things. All right, so by the end of this session, all three of these characters should have brainstorms underneath them that ties them in to your thesis statement. Whatever your thesis statement is, you should have now ideas that you can work off of. And slowly we're going to turn these three boxes are going to be turned into your 3 paragraphs for your essay.